And we're also learning more about the timeline of the shooting and how the suspect got away in the midst of all the chaos.
Police say after the train left the 59th Street station in Sunset Park, the gunman detonated 2 smoke bombs and started shooting. When the train arrived at the 36th Street station, passengers and the injured scrambled onto the platform to escape. Some people got onto an R train that took them to the 25th Street station, and investigators say so did the alleged gunman. CBS 2's Dick Brennan here now with more on all of this. Dick.
Yeah, Maurice and Christine, authorities say Frank James has been calm and cool and said nothing to them, but police have tried to track his whereabouts since the attack. Believe it or not, he may have spent the night sleeping on the trains. There were sightings that had him in the Bronx about midnight on the end of the 4 line. Frank James left a police precinct on his way to federal custody, facing charges that could land him in prison for the rest of his life. It was the worst mass shooting in the history of the subway system, and now James will face terror-related charges.
The statute is titled Terrorism and Other Violent Attacks in Mass Transportation.
In the criminal complaint, prosecutors carefully laid out the timeline of the attack. Surveillance cameras capturing James allegedly driving a rented U-Haul van early Tuesday morning over the Verrazano Bridge and then parking it in Gravesend, Brooklyn, 2 blocks from the N-Train subway stop. They say James carried this gun. It appears someone tried to deface the serial number, and then the suspect was seen on video making his way to the subway station before he carried out his horrifying attack.
He was talking to himself the whole time.
Riders in the car say they were lucky to get out alive.
He was just shooting boom, boom, boom. I was like, whoa, this guy's crazy.
James posted bigoted rants on social media, including one that eerily foreshadowed the subway attack 3 weeks later.
The old lady got hit in the head with a hammer. You can't stop that. That means you have to have a policeman on every station, and that's just not possible.
The videos raise questions of whether warning signals were missed, but former Police Commissioner Bill Bratton says authorities would have no reason to be looking at James's YouTube.
Police cannot be proactively looking at that without some form of indication that there's a crime about to be committed or is being committed.
Now, most of the victims in the attack had wounds to the lower extremities. Police believe that's because the smoke canisters affected the suspect's ability to see targets. Maurice.
Okay, Dick, thank you. And stay with CBS 2 for continuing coverage, as well as CBS News New York on the subway mass shooting. On our website, you can watch the entire news conference, the briefing from the NYPD, and see more on today's arrest.